Good morning, everyone. We'll be beginning rather in about 4 minutes. We'll begin in about 4 minutes. Thank you. And good morning, Kate. Can we check your audio and video? I see you.
Oh, can you hear me, Tony?
I can. And so can all our followers.
Okay, hold on. I can't hear you.
Okay. Okay, great. Just gotta. All right. Someone said it sounds good. There is not a phone number to dial in, unfortunately. If you're having any trouble, you can go to our YouTube channel and we're simulcasting it there, and that should take care of it. And the link is in the chat right now. Brooke put that link in there so you can click there and go.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, let's see. If you can hear me, could you just throw something in the chat box so if we know if it's a system problem or a Kate problem? Okay.
Oh no, then it's me. Oh no. Okay.
All right, we'll begin in just a moment. We're getting Kate all fired up here and set up so that she can. Seems like everybody can hear both of us, but she can't hear me. So we'll figure that out.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, I can hear you.
Wow. Boom.
I did it.
We are
That's
great.
so
Golden. Golden.
surprising
We're
that I can
golden.
figure that out.
Yep. You nailed it. You nailed it. No, it
Okay.
is we've got a ton of people on right now. So Kate, I think we might as well begin here if you're ready to go.
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
ready
Well,
to yes, now that we figure that out, I'm so glad that we
super.
did
Yeah.
and we're
Super.
all
So once
set.
again, if you check the chat box, there is a link to our YouTube channel where we're simulcasting that live if you're having any difficulty, but everybody in the box seems to say they hear us. So I think we're we're good to go. So with that, I have to say, I am jacked today. I am jacked to be on this webinar, Kate, because we're talking about a topic that I absolutely love to talk about. And that, of course, is dreams. And so I am excited today. I'm excited that all these people are here to talk about their dreams and dreaming and the power of dreaming.
Yes, absolutely. Me too. It's so interesting that we are just now doing a webinar like this because this is so much of what we do with our clients. We absolutely love the opportunity to not only coach our clients with our life coaching dream manager program, but also just being able to certify dream managers. And every time we send messages out about dream manager certification, we get so many people that say to us, "Oh my gosh, yes, I want to be a dream manager.
That's
What does it
me.
take? How do I do that?" And so that's really what we're going to talk about today, is really just give you the overview of what that would look like, what is included in that certification, and then how some of the clients that we have are using it to really help deepen their relationships with employees, to help that employee engagement and really help their organizations grow. And we're so psyched to be able to do that with you today.
Absolutely. And, it's a great time. It's always a great time to talk about dreams, but, particularly
Absolutely.
just coming off the road in August, speaking to almost 1,000 teachers across the country, going back to some difficult situations, the ability to talking to them about their dreams, dreaming about, a bigger and better future, whether that's something far off or whether it's just a day when they're back with their students or when they don't have to wear a mask or all those sorts of things, was just to see the power of that was really really edifying to me, that they could start talking about something else and remember to to dream. So I've seen the power firsthand in this time. There's never a bad time for dreams, but sometimes, particularly when things get a little challenging, it's absolutely the time to start dreaming. And so, just talking about the power of dreams, I'm going to put you on the spot right away, Kate. So because we're going to be asking some folks the same questions or similar questions, but tell me, if I ask you the question, so what are your dreams? Which one pops right into your mind right away? Long term, short term, doesn't matter. This is a first stream of conscious dream here.
Oh my gosh, yes, stream of conscious dream. I'm gonna actually say, because I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday about dreams, and we were talking about places we wanted to go since we can't really travel these days. On the top of my travel dream list is to travel and go to New Zealand. I would love to go. That's like my number one place I would love to visit.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that's huge. We're going to get you there. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. But just thinking about it, is important. One of the things about dreams is, when we start dreaming, we automatically become more engaged in our lives. And when we become more engaged in our lives, that actually creates energy, which allows us to start being open to the widest range of possibilities in our lives. And once we do that, then we're getting closer to being the best version of ourselves. And that's really what's behind not only the Dream Manager program, but everything that we do.
Mhm.
Floyd, the bottom line is, you can that a company can only become the best version of itself to the extent that the people in the company are becoming better versions of themselves. And so the Dream Manager program is certainly a tool that that allows people and companies to do that. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we've talked a little bit about dreaming, and it's funny how often we all hear when we speak, people the comments, I've stopped dreaming. I used to dream all the time. I've stopped dreaming, and it happens. And the reality is, we become what we dream. So that's true if we have great dreams and big dreams. But it's also true if we stop dreaming. When we stop dreaming, we stop growing. I think Matthew in the Dream Manager said it's so easy to get wrapped up in surviving that we
Yeah.
stop dreaming. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people are there today. And so it's just a great opportunity today to be with some folks and start talking about dreaming and what that can mean to them personally and to their company. So as I said, we're going to do this. This is a lightning round. So it's going to be super quick. I hope everybody's ready who's listening to participate in this, because we're going to buzz through this. One of the things we do anytime we do dream manager session or dream sessions rather is to have what we call dream storming. So this is in essence to get everybody stretched and loosened up. So to do that, we're going to ask you some of your dreams. If you put them in the chat, when we ask these questions, we'll just comment on a few of them, but this is a lightning round. So we're going to go super fast.
Yes.
So for example, let's start with one. If you could change something about your workspace or the environment in which you work, what would you change? Go.
Don't think too hard. Just whatever comes to
mind. Get out of my kitchen table. Move to my office. It happened. I'm working from home. Look at all these. I would implement the Dream Manager program. There you go. Some windows.
Perfect.
Standing desk. Wow. I have my own office space designed with technology. Wow. I'd lock my door.
Everyone respect each other. More collaboration. I love that. Put
a sofa. Open the windows. Gosh, better internet service on top of a mountain with a great view. And a lot of people said light. How interesting. Yeah, excellent. That's a great start. Okay, super. So that's a wonderful way to get going here. And this is super.
Oh, where does Babette work?
I don't know, but let's all go to where Babette works.
Let's go where she is. She doesn't want to change anything. She loves it.
All right. So we're talking about all the areas of our lives. So how about this one? What personal habit would you like to eliminate from your life or from your daily routine? A habit that you've fallen into that you think you need to eliminate from your life or from your routine?
Procrastinating. Yep. Great one.
Crossword puzzles. Judging. Inability to wake up on time. I'm a lousy listener. Well, there you go. There's some emotional intelligence, some awareness there. Ice cream.
Overthinking things. Yes.
Yeah, but you just answered that right away, so that was good. Right? Oh gosh. TV. Yep. Carbs.
Oh boy. Worry's a great one.
I'm with you. Yes. Getting upset over what other people's judgments are. Fantastic. Focus on myself rather than others. Yep. Distractions. Wow, those are excellent. All right, let's keep going here. You can just kind of feel the energy going. Not saying no. Okay, there you go. All right, next one. I love this question. What concert, show, or performance would you most like to experience from the front row? So front row ticket to any concert, show, or performance. What's it going to be?
Tony, what's yours?
What is mine? You know what? An SEC football game.
Yeah.
And, yes. And I was speaking down in Florida and Louisiana. And I mentioned that in every one of my talks. I'm thinking somebody here is going to do me a solid and give me a ticket. And nobody did. So,
if
anybody can. All right. But yeah.
Beyonce. You got to have Beyonce in there.
Wow. Euro Soccer Championship.
Wicked. Hamilton.
Yep. You know, I always tell this story doing an event in Southern California, asked this question, and a woman came up afterwards and she said, I brought a friend with me today. I hadn't seen in a long time. And when you asked that question, we both put in Elton John. And we said, but I think he's done with this, his last tour. Then they realized this was out in Southern California, that his last stop was in Los Angeles. And they, during the event, which was fine, I didn't take it personally. They got on their phones, ordered tickets, and it was that weekend. And I got a picture from them of being at that concert. So these things can absolutely come true.
That's a great story.
Yep. And certainly it's absolutely true. So we have some great concerts. There's some great dreamers. Now we're going. Let's keep going. What aspect of your physical life would you most like to improve? What aspect of your physical life would you most like to improve?
After Tony just came back from second place in his championship last weekend.
Second place. Yep.
Don't say it, Tony. Don't say it. Oh, strength to climb a mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Get taller. I'm not sure about
Okay.
More sleep.
Yep.
Oh, Tai Chi. Flexibility.
Dance lessons. More exercise. Perfect. Boy, that's coming up a lot. Yep. Toned abs.
Oh,
There's
cool.
some training.
Becoming a trainer.
Yep. Okay. All doable. All doable. Those are
Yeah.
fantastic. All right. Let's keep rolling here. You guys are doing great. Yeah, this is a little off. What's your dream car? What is your dream car? Kate, you have a dream car?
I am so not a car person.
Yep.
I really kind of don't.
Oh, look at these. Gosh. Corvettes, Apache truck. Oh, BMW. Yep.
BMW, yeah.
Efficient public transit. There you go. That's a big dream right there, Deacon. That is a big one.
Ooh, my bike, Tesla. Oh, I
That's
bet
it.
a Tesla would be cool to drive. That would be
That's my
kind of
dream
fun.
car right there. Yep.
That's your dream car?
I'm with you, Donna. Yep. A Tesla.
See and this is what I love. This is what I love about these dream storms is when you do them with other people, even if it's a small group, your family, this is what happens. We see other people's dreams and we get excited
Yep.
and think, "Oh yeah, I would want that. That sounds like a great dream. I'm going to add that to my list."
Absolutely.
Like that's
It's right
what's
there. I
so
was
much fun
thinking,
about dreaming.
yep. I was thinking car, and then I saw it. So, yep, 100%. Right. Okay. Sarah, all right. How about this? What's your dream job? What would your dream job
Better be dream manager or you're getting kicked off this
That's
webinar.
right. Yes. Dream job. Oh, I love my job.
Oh, I love that.
CEO of a cycling company. Wow. A writer.
Oh, a travel guide.
DRE. Perfect. An author. It's interesting. I heard the other day the only difference between people who have written books and people who have not is that people who have written books actually wrote the book. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's exactly right. So
That's it. Hey, if you write every day, you are a writer,
Yep.
right? Like if you want to be a writer, write every day.
Yeah. And these are great. I'm doing it, teaching high school health science. Fantastic, Maggie. God bless you. That's wonderful. And so many of these folks, actually, I'm doing it. I want to add this a little bit. Super. Singer, songwriter. We have to have Scott on a little later to give us his.
Sarah wants to be a dream manager. That's right.
Fantastic. All right. Senior coach at Floyd. Okay, there you are. All right, let's keep rolling here. Let's see. Gotta do that. I love this question too. If you didn't have any fear, what activity would you try? If you didn't have any fear, what activity would you try?
Skydiving. Tony, what would you do?
I've thought about that. I'm not really afraid of skydiving. I'd love to skydive. My wife won't let me. So I've even showed her the insurance policy. I'm like, I'm worth more to you dead than I am alive. So,
Jeez.
but hang gliding, deep sea diving.
Yeah, hang gliding seems like it'd be so cool.
Yep.
But I'd be a little scared to.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to be a kite.
I just think it'd be. Well, skydiving is a little bit more. I don't know. I've been skydiving once.
Have you really?
And
I never knew that. See? Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. I would like to do scuba diving. I'm not really afraid of it. I know I'm trying to get better, but so I think Brooke's going to take me at some point.
Brooke's got to teach you. She's all about it.
Right. So we look at these and, hopefully everybody who's listening look and said, look, I hadn't thought about this, or maybe you start thinking about it. These are great dinner table questions.
Yeah.
So, sit down tonight, ask that around the dinner table. If you have children, you will be amazed at their answers. Honestly, I remember one of the questions we ask is, what one relationship would you most like to improve in your life? And I'm sitting at the table and one of my daughters says, with my dad. I mean, that's a wake-up call. Yeah.
Wow.
So definitely, dreams can have impact and sometimes pretty significant impact. And when we know the dreams of people around us, we know them differently, because reality is only humans can dream. So when I know your dreams and you know mine, we know each other on a really uniquely human level. and then we start rooting for people. How can I do this? How can I help this person accomplish their dream? When you do that in an organization, it totally changes the relationship with people. You know them differently,
Mhm.
and you start saying, "Wow, I wonder how I could help them do that." Or again, you just have an understanding of people in a different way. And certainly, when you can help somebody accomplish your dreams, wow, that's big league there. So,
Yeah,
um,
in fact, it's funny, it's interesting, even watching the chat, how many of you are watching the chat and somebody put, like, people are writing things that you've already done or you've already accomplished, and you think, "Oh my gosh, it's not that hard. You can do that.
right.
This person could do." You already get you don't even know these people. They're just a name and an answer in the chat box, and you're already thinking like, "Oh my gosh, I wanna help this person get there because it's not that hard, or there's something that I can do to help them." And
Right.
that's people we don't even know. So when it's people that you actually know and you love, and or you're working with, or you're supporting in a team environment, oh my gosh, that can just be so powerful.
100%. And so, wouldn't it be awesome if there was some way to take this power of dreamstorming and be able to apply it to your organization that you work, your team that you work? If there was just some way that we could translate that, or someone had written a book that would kind of help. But as it turns out, someone has. Obviously, we're talking about the Dream Manager, which Matthew wrote. It's about 11 years ago, 11, maybe 12.
Yeah, back in 2007.
Yep. And certainly, based on a real story of a janitorial company, and the results, 5 years went from 400% turnover to 12% turnover. Think about that for a minute. We hear all the time how hard it is to get good people. It's one of the and so that's exhausting for a company. It's exhausting financially. It's exhausting psychologically. But what would happen if you could reduce your turnover in your organization? Well, that's what happened when they started to show people how their jobs, even in this case, when it was cleaning toilets, could lead them to their dreams. So think about your company or your team. What would happen if you could take that turnover level down, or what could happen if people were more engaged in their lives in your team? And so today we're actually talking about the Dream Manager program, which is, as we said, based on Matthew's book, the Dream Manager. And from that comes the Dream Manager program. Kate, you want to talk about that for just a little bit, what the Dream Manager program is, and before we introduce Sandra?
Yeah, so this is really what we wanted to share on this webinar, is to really be able to walk you through what is this program, what are you getting out of it, and then when you become a dream manager, what does that look like? How do you implement this into your program? And so it is, Matthew wrote the book, The Dream Manager. We are the only people that can certify dream managers. It is a copywritten coaching program that was developed by Matthew Kelly. So all the curriculum that our dream managers go through, they use Matthew Kelly's curriculum. So it's a proven process, right? Like, we already have this proven process that's going to walk you through how do you have these deep, meaningful conversations with your dreamers, with the people on your team. How can you really support them? And that's what you're learning in this program, how to do that, how to really take all of these concepts out of the book, make them real, make them tangible, and help your team dream, so that everyone in the organization is working together, achieving the dreams of themselves as well as the organization as a whole. And
Absolutely.
and we're
And so,
so
yeah, I'm excited here. We're excited to, how that obviously requires someone to facilitate this wonderful certification process. And as you see at the bottom, we're bringing back Sandra, who is our director of coaching at Floyd. Phenomenal coach, and has taken the Dream Manager certification to completely new heights. And so we've asked her to be with us today, and she's going to tell you just a little bit about the Dream Manager certification program, what that actually looks like. So Sandra's going to be joining her. This is Sandra, and you can see Sandra with her big catch. Look at that fish. That is amazing. You can tell us
Oh my
all about
gosh,
that.
Tony, you're lucky that you're not close enough for me to smack you.
I mean, it was huge. I didn't even know they made fish that big. So fish come from the store, right?
I
So
married a fisherman, so
yeah,
this is
I
our
I
recent
think what's
creation.
what's fascinating about the story here is that Sandra's going to tell is that not only is she a facilitator now, but she's obviously a certified dream manager. And this is we see here. There you are at your Dream Manager certification in 2007. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, Tony, you're killing me here. So this is a little bit of an embarrassing picture with my big hair. It's still a little bit big, but not that big. Um, so yeah, so my story is, to me, it's still kind of, in retrospect, I have to pinch myself sometimes. I mean, I read the book before it even came out. I fell in love with it. I was in HR, and I said, I want to do this in our company. I mean, it totally resonated with my philosophy on people, and I said, let's do it. Let's bring it into my company. So I went through as a participant first, and one of the dreams I wrote down, and I still have my book over here from 2006 when I was going through it, is I said, I want to be a dream manager someday. I want to get certified. So this was my certification class in Chicago with Matthew back in 2007. And honestly, guys, at that time, I went through for my own kind of personal and professional development to become a better coach, to become a better leader. I never thought that I would actually turn it into a career at that point. I just thought this would be a really cool hobby. I'd love to do it. I'd do it for free. I just love doing it. So that kind of started my journey with Floyd and with becoming a dream manager, and it's changed my life and the reason I'm sitting here today.
Awesome. Awesome. Completely awesome. And so why don't we just dive in a little bit? Cause I'm sure people are wondering, well, what in the world happens at a certification? What's this all about? So Sandra, I'm going to let you kind of walk us through this, and certainly if any questions
Sure.
come up, and we'll answer them along the way. But so tell us a little bit about what's covered in the certification, how that works.
Sure. So I think that, at kind of a context level, a lot of people read the book and they think, oh, this is great. I'd love to do it. And let's start talking about dreams. They don't even realize that we've created this whole curriculum, this whole program that really provides you monthly coaching content. And it goes way above the story that you read in the book. The book gives you a great kind of intro, but we learned early on, Matthew and the team at Floyd, that they needed to develop a little bit more structured process. We wanted to teach people how to be a really great coach, right? So we take you through in the certification 2-day, what are some of the business foundations? Why does it work in companies? A lot of what we're talking about and going for is improving employee engagement and helping people become the best version of themselves. And why do a lot of employee engagement programs fail? Billions of dollars are spent on them, across the globe, but a lot of them miss the mark because they only engage the employee. They don't seek to engage the entire person, the whole human being. And our lives, personal, professional, they're intertwined, they're linked. We can't separate them. Although, some managers would like to say like, oh, just, that's personal, just check that at the door. Why do they have to bring all that stuff with them? Well, they're human beings. We all are. And so we all have things that we need to look at. And I think that's one of the hugest differentiators of the dream manager concept. It almost seems counterintuitive to some leaders that say like, oh, I'm going to help my employees live their own personal dreams. Why? So we walk you through that in certification. We show you how it really makes a ton of business sense. Although it's the right thing to do for people and helping them live their best life and achieve their dreams, it's naturally going to flow into the organizations that those people become a part of.
Yeah.
So we're going to take you through the curriculum. And again, it's I think people are always impressed with the level of content.
Yep.
It goes in depth, but it's very simple to follow. So if you're a new coach, you feel very confident sitting down with a dreamer month after month, and taking them through the exercises, taking them through the well thought through questions, and there's little activities that you can do at the end of each session that really keep people engaged and connected to the content. And then they're experiencing wins throughout the whole month. So
it really is laid out. I mean, right. I mean, that's your experience that you can, once you go through this, everything you need to conduct sessions. And typically, I mean, there's plenty more content than you typically even get to.
Yeah, you're totally right, Tony. So you can customize the session to the person you're meeting with, but it gives you that nice structure and content. And what we've consciously designed and kind of laid out is, what are the things that are going to help people more easily achieve their dreams? So we've built in like, hey, what are some of the things that hold people back? They say they want to buy a new house, but they don't even have a personal budget. So we help them understand, money in their dreams and the connection there. We help them plan their time. So we give them all these little skill builders along the way that are not only helping them personally achieve their dreams, but guess what? It's going to help them think more strategically about the work they do. They're going to bring that energy and enthusiasm and engagement into your workplace.
Yep.
Um,
And do you think about that for a minute? The just as an employee to have an organization invest in you in that way. And sometimes you might be saying, well, what do my personal finances have to do with my ability to do, XYZ job? I think, we can ask ourselves, have the dysfunction in people's lives gone up or down recently? In the past, it's obviously going up. To be naive enough to think that doesn't come into the workplace. I mean, so if you're making someone has that going on outside, if they make that better, they're only going to be better at work. So,
Absolutely. And especially in this year, in the context of this year, like one thing I've always known since 2007 is this works. It makes good sense for people. It makes good sense for businesses. It's always rung true. But I think this year, even more so than ever, because a big part of this is like helping people have hope in the future, see a
Right.
bigger, better future, get
Absolutely.
excited. And when you feel like, hey, I've got something to look forward to, guess what? Your engagement today, you become happier today. Instantly, when you have something worthwhile that you're working towards and you feel like you can impact that and,
Right.
and work towards that. And so many people right now, right, are struggling and feeling like so much is out of my control. I don't have hope. I'm in fact, I have the opposite of hope.
Yeah.
So this program really, I think that's one of the brilliant gifts that
Yep.
Matthew's laid out for us is it gets people thinking again. And so often, right, when we do our dream list, so much of it is still in our control. Maybe some travel dreams are going to get
Yep.
postponed or you have to revise them. But guess what? There's still so many dreams that are well
Right.
within your control that you can go for
And
that gets people excited about their lives again.
Yep. So the power, obviously, as we talk about bringing this to a company, you mentioned when you were kind of introducing yourself that you had one reason, if you will, to do this, but why do some why do some people come to the certification?
Sure. So oftentimes a business owner, CEO, leader will read the book and say, hey, we want a dream manager. So they'll either hire somebody to be that dream manager and send them to us for training, or they'll nominate somebody within their team they think would make a great dream manager and send them to us. So implementing it in your organization. Other independent, coaches, consultants want to add it as a book of business to their, maybe it's a health coaching business, maybe it's a career coaching. What I love about this is it kind of layers well with everything. It just adds to, whatever other consultants are doing. And like me, when I first went through, sometimes people just want to be a better leader. We're going to teach you how to be a better coach, which is going to apply to your leadership style. And there's different ways you can implement it in organizations. In organizations, I do mean companies, but some people do it to bring it to their church, to bring it to their women's group, to bring it to some professional organization.
Yep.
And again, the content and the curriculum that's designed, you can do it either one-on-one, like with kind of showcased in the book, where you sit down, just the dream manager one-on-one, or you can do it in small groups. And I've done it both ways in companies, and there's really huge upsides to both. And so we would talk you through like what's the best way to do it for your
Yeah.
particular organization.
Awesome. So obviously you become a certified dream manager, makes for a great business card.
Oh
I'm a
yeah.
certified dream
I always,
manager.
I always
Yes.
joke that I was single when I went through certification. I was like, this is like the best business card to give out when you meet somebody.
What you gonna do with that one? Yep. So
But
One of the things too that I find so interesting is that everyone that goes through the program at the end, we almost always hear from everyone at certification that, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much I was going to get out of coming here.
Yeah.
They came for the reason of implementing it into the program or have their own business, but they leave feeling so inspired and more engaged in their own life that they say, I would have done this regardless of doing something with it afterwards. And that's really powerful.
Yep,
absolutely. So, I know folks are probably listening say that sounds great, but does it, obviously we know it works, but tell us a little bit about, what is some of that impact that you see like right now? I mean, you were telling me about, the origin and the back. speak to that for a moment.
Sure. So this is a really cool little graphic. So one of our clients who went through Dream Manager certification last year implemented this in his bank. They had a great first year of Dreamers. About 40 to 50 people went through the program. And as they're wrapping up the end of year one right now, he asked everyone that was participating in the program to just use 2 words if they could describe their experience thus far. And this is the word cloud of the words that the Dreamers use to describe the program. And what it did is, so they started with a smaller group of people, then they went out just last month and opened it up to another round of applications, and now they have 70 people that are going to be
Wow.
starting in October. So just, I mean, really beautiful, words. Who couldn't use a little more, uplifting,
Yeah.
inspiring,
When's the last time someone, so at your work, how would you,
Yeah,
oh, it's
how
been
would you describe
beneficial,
a
motivating,
training you went
enlightening,
through?
impactful.
How would you describe a meeting that you went to? How many people would use these words
Yes.
about anything else that you're doing in your company?
Absolutely. Fantastic. And, so just recently, I know we have a couple things up here, some folks who, you can see here some of the comments that people are making who have been through the program. I think it's important to talk about the corporate culture's changing and relationships are being restored. If your organization's going through any kind of transition, which they all are now, that can be huge. So not only does it affect the individuals, but just the way they look at each other, even I've noticed at places, even the conversations people are having, are different. When someone tells, hey, I crossed this off my dream list, or I think you'll hear somebody say, you should put that on your dream list. And so it just becomes part of the vernacular in a company. And, we're hearing this from people and that they see it right away in the lives that, that people are working with. And so I think even more as, having a dream manager, maybe if we just cut some specifics, I know some folks would like to know, I don't know if this is for my industry. Does it work in those things? Can you tell us about just a couple of success stories real quick?
Sure.
That,
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. And again, I think it works in big and small organizations, in teams and across the whole company. And we really talk you through that in certification of like, what's the best way to roll it out? How do you implement it? How do you introduce it?
Yep.
Suter Company, which is based here in Illinois, where I live, has just had an extraordinary experience over the last couple of years. So they've got some serious ROI numbers and reducing turnover, as you can see, 6% decrease in turnover, that improvement in the culture. And they were having so much success with it that they hired another dream manager to come on and add more dreamers to the program. And their success is so amazing. It continues to grow and grow. So there's going to be qualitative benefits that you can't put into a number, but make no mistake, there are like legit
Yep.
ROI numbers
And
that people can track.
yeah, and
attribute to this
oftentimes a
program.
manager, wants to use this program to be able to come and say, here are the numbers. I mean, if you have an uptight CEO, we don't, of course, but if you, but someone who really wants to say, how is this really going to benefit our company? I mean, the amount of turnover, how much that cost, and to hire a new person.
Yeah, what does that really mean?
It's absolutely amazing. We even have a turnover calculator. I just thought about that on the Floyd website. Put in there. You can say, well, if we increased it by this much, it tells you how much turnover will cost your company, and certainly that's a way to go and to talk to your boss. So fantastic.
And
How
that's
about another one?
that is
Yep.
one of the number one questions that we get from people when they're, especially if it's a leader that's trying to kind of get their leadership team to want to bring in the program, is they want to see the ROI. What does that look like? And being able to really, when we talk to our clients, it's so wonderful how their mentality is just, they're very growth minded.
Yep.
Because they say things like, it's just the right thing to do, helping my people grow. You can't maybe put a line item on helping someone become more engaged in their own life. So then they're becoming more engaged at work. So they're thinking more strategically. They care more.
Yeah.
If they know that you care about them, they care more about making sure they are doing what's expected of them and doing their best job, like putting their best effort forward. And all of that stuff collectively, when everyone in the organization is working that way, obviously that's going to be at the bottom line of, on the balance sheet, right? You're
Sure.
going to see those things. And that's what's so important.
One of the examples I always use is, think about this. You think about that person that you work with or have worked with in the past, where they're just like, they're on fire in their own life. They're doing great things. They're healthy. They're going after their dreams. What's the energy of that person? how fun is it to work with that person? What's it like to
Mhm.
be around that person, right? That's contagious, for better or for worse. So you can also think of the opposite scenario and think
Yep.
about the person that is just completely disengaged in their own life, not happy in their marriage, not doing stuff outside of work that's enjoyable. Like they're miserable to work with and they bring the whole team down and that's
Absolutely.
contagious. So I think this is, some of our companies see some of these things we can't quantify that are happening like really quickly. Apartment turnovers is one of my favorites. Here they sent Rob Robertson, the owner of the company, and Ivana, their HR director, both went through training. After the first 5 months, they had 34 decrease in turnover. Now that's amazing, but then they went on to say, like, here's some of these other things they're saying: culture, profits. Now, and as an update, though, I think what also really speaks to just the lasting sticking power of this program is that, of course, this was last year pre-COVID. Then in March, they had to lay off, almost their entire staff. And just in talking with Ivana over the last couple of months, what's so fascinating is that, like, man, now that they've started to rehire and reopen, people are eager to come back to work. They're not looking for
Mm,
a job elsewhere. Like they have
wow.
really like the sticking power of that. And she shared so many fun like just kind of anecdotal stories of like, hey, after the first few months in the program, she started noticing in the break room people weren't bringing in a bunch of junk food because all of a sudden they were just a little bit more conscious and focused on healthy choices. After they went through session 3, which is money in your dreams, she heard a lot less people going out to eat constantly. They were bringing their lunch to save
Mhm.
money and just those
That's
little
amazing.
things adding up, which again just makes a huge impact on your culture.
Sure. Yeah, and that's a service-based company, right? I mean, those are
Hmm.
frontline
Oh yeah.
service-based workers, so across industries, this is, it's kinda industry neutral, because
Yeah.
people are people, and they're still
Yeah.
human.
Another really interesting story, from one of our other clients was, he had implemented it, had a huge success last year. Then COVID hit again, had to lay off a huge amount of his employees. But he said, as a business owner, one of the things that really he felt very good about is even the people he had to lay off that were going through the Dream Manager program, he felt he set them up for success. He felt like a little bit less guilty. He had given them some tools
Mm.
and he even offered to pay for some of them to continue going through their Dream Manager
Wow.
coaching after he laid them off. And now he's seeing, hey, as they're rehiring, they're able to get people to come back to work where his competitors are losing business because they can't get people to come back.
Yep, yep, because,
Yeah.
and some of that comes back to, just dollars. Where do I
Hmm.
go based on, and this allows you to hire so strategically that it's not based on, you have to be competitive, but it's not based on just what you're gonna give me an hour, but that you care about me as
Exactly.
a person. So
And you're
yeah,
finding great talent. You're those people that are engaged and love where they work, guess what? They're on fire on
yep,
about their lives. They have friends that are that way as well. And so
right.
for them to be talking about these kinds of programs,
Oh,
that's a way to attract incredible talent. And when people start hearing, oh, this company has this Dream Manager program, what does that mean? What is that like? Oh my gosh, they really do care about their people. Today, people, that's what we want. We want to work for
yep,
organizations where we know that they care about us, they care about our
absolutely.
personal growth.
Yep.
And so that just becomes a really huge competitive advantage.
Yeah, and companies can say that on a higher board, "We care about our people," but when
Hmm.
one person that works there tells another person, that's golden. So if I know all these people are really excited and ready to pursue, and we want to make sure they know everything. What does this really like look like, and what's included? Um, let's talk about that for a little bit.
Sure. So it kicks off with a 2-day training. It's live virtual. So meaning we're going to be there live with everybody, and it's a small group. I think it's also important for those of you to understand this is not going to be with it's going to be with a really small group of like
Right? We cap
10
it.
to 14 people.
Yep.
We keep it limited for a reason, to keep it a nice intimate experience and give a personal touch. So even though it's virtual, we know we can create an amazing experience.
Yep.
The other thing that is, was not included when I first went through certification back in the day that I think is an integral part to success is that after you go through the 2 days and you're certified, you get paired up with one of our senior coaches on our team, and they become your coach for the next year. So you go one on one once a month, you get on a call, you're going through the curriculum yourself. So you're learning it at a deeper level, you're learning and growing, and you have connection to the Floyd team to ask questions as
Yep.
you're implementing it in your organization. So that's just
Sure. I mean,
That's huge.
just that coaching alone, not even the coaching on how to be a better dream manager, just the you going, your coach takes you through the program yourself. I mean, out the door, that starts at $5,000. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
huge add-on to
Yeah,
that's
and
part
it
of that.
goes for a whole year. So it's not just like, hey, 2 days and you're done. Good
Right.
luck to
Yep.
you. You're
Yep.
going to have that ongoing support. We have created a whole library of resources that you get electronic access to that are like guides, materials, PowerPoint presentations, support materials. So you're not having to create all this stuff from scratch, right? You can implement it. It's turnkey. It's good to go.
Yeah, and also I think sorry, the the big part there is being able to to use that material. It's all
Yeah,
copy,
the
so have
license, so it
access
is
to it.
licensed, it is copyrighted, the program that we have, it also gives you the right to call yourself a certified dream manager. You get a logo to put on your LinkedIn profile, you get to join our private LinkedIn group and our Facebook group to connect with other people. But it also gives you the backing of a best-selling book. So, it's widely recognized by business owners and leaders.
I think the thing that when I was doing some of the certifications and just being part of it, the part about how do I implement this? It's not just here and you figure it out. I mean, you spend time with and keeping it small, which is important. So how do you see this being implemented, and what's unique about your company? Or you're going to do this on your own. We spend time with people, having them create a strategic plan for how they're going to implement it in their own situation. Correct?
Yep. And we also go through the curriculum. So again, so they're going to feel really confident about what they're given, what they're going to be taking people through. We give them the basics of like, hey, what makes a great dream manager, which is essentially what makes a good coach and what doesn't make a good coach. We help you learn from some of the pitfalls that people can commonly get into, and what happens if somebody starts disengaging from the program. What if somebody's stuck on something? We've been through all that stuff, and so we kind of go through those different scenarios
Sure.
during the training.
Absolutely. Now, because we keep things small, as we start talking about, upcoming events and those things that, I think I'm correct on this. I don't want to misspeak, but, these things fill up
Yeah.
and quickly, right? And we're already headed that way. I mean, they sell out so much that the whole word doesn't even fit on this. But I mean, I can't remember the last session we had that didn't sell out. So
Yeah, I can't either.
there's just
So
not,
yeah, we do limit it for a reason, and so they always sell out. So yeah.
so what's, Kate, what do we do? I'm sure some folks are sitting and going, this is the time. I've hesitated long enough. What is it that I do right now? How can I, get this process going?
Yeah. So now, hey, now is the time. If you guys are on this webinar, I assume that there are some people that have already spoken to Sandra or Tony or myself, because we do have some people that we know they want to. It's in your heart. It's in your heart for a reason. If you want to be a certified dream manager and you've thought about it for a while, it's not going away. That dream is not going away. And so now is really the perfect time for you to not only explore it, but just to do it. Knock
Yep,
it off of your dream list.
absolutely.
And you are able to apply right now. So I know, Tony, I think you just put up the link for
I
people
did.
to click
Yep. Just
on.
click on the Talk to a Floyd Coach and take you right to the Dream Manager page, certification page.
Yeah, and then you can go to thedreammanager.com and has all the information, some of the stuff that we just talked about today. So if you need to share it with somebody on your team,
Sure.
and yeah, just schedule a time to talk with one of our coaches to really decide if it's right for you. But like Sandra said, this works in every
Yep.
industry across the board. People ask us all the time, is this just for service-based companies? Is it just for janitorial companies? We have clients from every different area, large, small, all different industries. It's actually really incredible. Like, even when we talk as a team, like, what's our main demographic? Like, it's all over the board. It
Yep.
really is, because people are people are people,
Yep.
and this works in every organization.
Only
Yeah.
organizations with people. That's kind of the baseline there.
If you have people at your organization,
And
this
you're
will
you're
work.
you're you're in right now. And how many folks we've talked to, it's kind of like working out. No one gets done with the workout and goes, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can remember anyone who's went through certification and said, well, I wasn't sure, and it just wasn't what I thought it would be. That was so much more than I
Yeah.
thought it would be, and the possibilities just completely to open up. So we want to remind everybody, if you just click on that button, that'll take you start the process talking through to apply for the next certification course. And we want to talk to you. So just click on that button right now. So to become a certified dream manager.
One
And
thing
so
can I
let's
add,
do that.
Tony, too, is that I know some people on the line, because this is what's happened with a few folks that I'm working with this year so far, is that they initially thought they wanted to be a certified dream manager, but realized, hey, I just really want to get some of my own life and dreams established first. So they just chose to go through the coaching program. So
Yep.
you can also just hire one of our Floyd certified dream managers to be your coach. You don't have to get certified.
Yep.
And go through the program, and then a lot of times, like, through that, they'll get a deeper understanding of it and be like, yeah, I definitely want to do this, or I
Sure.
want to bring this to my company. But that's a nice way to get started as well, if you're not
Yep.
ready to do the
You
certification.
can find that out again, following that link, clicking that button through the conversation with the Floyd coach. We'll be able to help you, to discern that. That's an absolutely great point. So let's, while we've talked about, things selling out, I think it's important to, that folks know when is the next certification and how quickly do they need to act. So guys, what are we talking about here?
We are talking about next month, October 29th and 30th.
Awesome. And there's still a few spots for that one?
There are. Yep.
Okay. So, and I think, I want to make sure on this that we've added something to this, which is, you talked already about, there's coaching involved in that and what a value that is. What would it, how much more value would there be? Say, for example, if you had a chance to meet the author, to sit with Matthew and to have some of your own questions and answers. I mean, that's just, that's a dream right there, right? That's never, but actually, I think I heard some rumor that that's going to happen at this certification. Is that correct?
That rumor
The
is
rumor
correct.
is correct. Yes. This is like big time. Honestly, guys, this is big, big, big time, because Matthew is not normally involved in the certification. He's not involved in the day-to-day of Floyd. So to be able to have Matthew sit and just answer your questions, be part of that group. Again, it's a small, intimate group, so you will absolutely 100% be able to ask him your question. He won't get off the call until everyone's questions have been asked.
True.
And it's just a wonderful experience. Obviously, you're here because you read the book. You probably are a fan of Matthew's, as we all are, and just the opportunity to sit and connect with him is truly, I mean, talk about a life-changing opportunity to really be able to talk with him about how you're going to implement the program and really just sit with him. And it really is a invaluable experience. So we
again,
hope
I
that
just want to remind everybody, I'm looking at the number of people who are participating today, and just with that number, we're going to fill up, and it's going to happen real quick. So if it's on your radar, now is the time to do that. And before we go, just a couple things here to wrap up. As Sandra mentioned, the certification is, may not be exactly what you're looking for right now, but it's important to remind you, at Floyd, we do all kind of coaching, whether it's executive coaching and business coaching, the Dream Manager life coaching that Sandra referred to. Or maybe you just want to have a Floyd trainer come in to do some training on the Dream Manager, to do a dream storming session with your company to kind of prime the pump. That happens a lot too. We do that, and then, or as a kickoff with it, just a number of different ways, as well as our culture. Don't just manage coach training, the program. If you're involved in schools, the Bigger and Better Future for schools and churches, Off Balance, based on Matthew's book of the work-life balance. And then we also work with leadership teams and incorporate a lot of that, as well as speaking and consulting. So those are things that we also do. We want to, before we go, we've got two things to do. One is to open things up for some question and answers. So if you have a question and answer that you want to put in the chat right now, go ahead and do that. And
so we do have some questions, and these are some really good questions. So so George actually asks, after we are certified, can we certify within our company? So this is a great question. Sandra has the answer.
I do, and it's a very simple no.
No.
Next
it's
question.
A very simple no, but yeah, no, and I guess the reason behind it is we do want to protect the integrity of the program, and so that's something that Floyd does, that we certify people So again, a lot of times companies will start off with one certified dream manager. If they want to add more, then they'll send them back
Yep.
to Floyd to get certified.
Sure. And that's not a knock against it. It's just from an experience standpoint.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
the trainers we've got all the you're only going to retain, you're going to retain a lot, but there's still going to be some nuances plus the experience to for the new people, so that it really is
Right.
necessary. It's
Well,
more
and
for the
if you
company
think
and the
about
trainer
it
than it
too,
is
as
for
a
us.
certified dream manager, you want that exclusivity. You don't want just anyone to have trained you, right? So I
Yeah.
think, people really understand and get that, like, hey, yeah, I was certified by Floyd, which is the original, this is the official dream manager program from the book. So they would come to us for the
Yep.
training. Great
And
Yeah.
the
question.
other question that comes up here, the difference between, a certified dream manager and one in a company. No, those are the same program. So to do the dream manager program, you need to have a certified dream manager. And so that's it. That's how it flows. You become a certified dream manager, then you can implement it in the company. And I'm sure we'll be able to. I think there are some, even on the site. Someone asked about, what about some success stories of folks who are doing it on their own. We have several of those. We can get to. That was Maria, right? We can get back to Maria and let her know. Maybe Maria, if you click and make an appointment, we'll be able to talk to you about those folks who have done that.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
So Richard asks, how often is the Dream Manager certification offered? So our plan, especially our pre-COVID plan, is to do one a quarter. And for next year, we have the dates. We have the dates for next year, and we're still working out what are those going to be, virtual or in person, just based on what's happening in the world today. But yes, usually quarterly. Now, remember, they don't all include Matthew. So again, that is really the benefit of the one in October is you're definitely getting Matthew in October. We can't say the same thing if you choose to wait until January, but the next one would be in January.
Sure. And if we do it in person, that question gets asked. That's at our home campus.
Yeah, we typically are do 3 in Jupiter, and then 1 we go visit Sandra, and we do it up in the Chicago area.
Gotcha. Okay, super. And how about, we're getting the questions here are very valid. What is the investment? We've already talked about, right off the bat, you get a $5,000 benefit of having a coach for a year. And that was another question. What's the support? Well, once you become a certified dream manager, you have that coach for a year, and then you're part of the dream manager community after that. And so all the support that just goes along with, with being able to, to communicate at that point with us. But back to that question. So you take the $5,000 value in this one in particular, the Q&A with Matthew, and adding that up. Kate, you want to talk about the investment for the Dream Manager program?
So the total investment for the program, which is the 2-day training, access to basically everything that Sandra already talked about, what you get, including the coaching, it's $89.95. So it's $9,000 for the whole program.
Yep.
And that includes your year of coaching. And it's also, that's it. Once that's the investment for Dream Manager, you're a certified Dream Manager for life. There's no annual renewal fee or anything like that. And as long as you are doing the program and the way that it's intended to do, you're certified. You're a certified Dream Manager.
And you think
So
about
that's
how
the
that
full investment.
amortizes out. I mean, that's a single investment for a company for its future.
Yeah.
And then, if you're a certified dream manager, then your ability to be a coach to people, as many as you can take on and do well. I mean, really, it's just unbelievable the value that comes along in that. So,
Yeah.
And it's proven. I mean, it's a proven process, and it shows with the clients that we worked with who have started the program. They had a dream manager. That dream manager had capacity at Dreamers, and then they had to hire another one, and then another one. I mean, these are the kinds of conversations and things that we're seeing in our clients every single day, right? Like the program works. If it didn't work, they wouldn't continue to certify dream managers to go back to their organization.
yep. So I'm going to be the time guardian here with folks. We want to do one more thing in case you want to. We're going to kind of finish today by showing a very, very short video that really you can hear it from people who have been at the Dream Manager certification process. If you want to stick on and stay on rather and add a question or two, that's fine. But you can watch this video, and again, just click on that button or go and you can you can get all the information. We'll take you down the path, talk personally to someone about your journey as a Dream Manager. So Sandra, thank you so much. Kate, always a pleasure. Hopefully this did something. If you want to put in the comment if today was helpful for you, that always helps us too. And so we look forward to hearing from so many people about a bigger and better future. So thanks, guys. I'm going to go ahead and start this, and we'll wait for some questions. Thanks so much for everybody.
I believe showing that we care about our employees will create an environment of more productivity, more efficiency gains, and just an overall better work environment for everyone.
We put a lot of emphasis on the culture of our team, but wanting to push a little further into personal development for the team and hoping that they receive more out of working at our company than just a paycheck.
The certification was worth more than the investment, and I'm so glad that I made the decision to take it on.
This training equipped me with the tools to start coaching almost immediately. I feel like the training content is robust, the method is thorough, and just really well laid out. I believe the Floyd team is going to be an incredible asset. The atmosphere that we encountered was very supportive, and the experiences that we hear from other consultants, other Dream Managers, are that they are well supported. I'm confident that'll be the same for me.
The tools are amazing, and it's very step-by-step broken down in a way that, depending on where a person is at, this program is easily able to meet them at that point.
It was refreshing to know that there were other people that had the very same passion as I do, and that's to be of service to others. It was also refreshing to know that some of my fears were some of their fears, and that we can overcome those and still have an impact in the lives of others. Take the step, take the journey to become certified. There are folks out there who need you, who need the support of journeying with them to realize their dreams.
I have dreams that are very big, and I'm going to need a tribe. And so becoming a Dream Manager is going to really help me create that tribe by developing other people's dreams to help me live my own.
Thank you, Dream